Dirk Nowtizki, one of the greatest power forwards and greatest shooters of all time. Honestly, I feel like he's forgotten about and kind of just gets lost in the history of NBA basketball. But the wildest part about him is he might actually be better in this era than he was in the era he actually played in. Today, we're going to find the answer out to that question. We're taking prime Dirk Nowtizki and putting him on today's Dallas Mavericks. Luka's the best player in the NBA, but surprisingly, he's not the greatest Dallas Maverick of all time. That would be Dirk Nowtizki. And when you take a look at some of his attributes, you can see why. 96 three-pointer, 98 mid-range, a 99 post fade. What do you young bucks know about that classic 1-foot jumper? But because of how good Dirk was at shooting, I mean, he's 13th all-time in three-pointers made, and shockingly, he's 6th all-time in career points. Think about how versatile the big man is in today's game, though. And you got guys like Jokic, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, not to mention up-and-coming superstars like Victor Wembanyama. But anyways, the moral of the story is the stretch 4 or 5 type player has never been more valuable, which is where Dirk Nowtizki comes in. I think if we added Dirk to this already loaded Mavericks team, we could potentially see a bunch of championships. Coming into the season, this team is picked to finish 6th in the West, and they come in at 10th in the power rankings. I bet that changes fairly soon, though. Another interesting question, though, is how much will Luka Doncic's game be affected? And if you know anything about 2K, he averages like 39, 15, and 15 and wins MVP every fucking year. Well, they lost their first game of the season against Phoenix. Dirk did his thing, though. He had 33 points and 9 rebounds on over 50% shooting, but Luka really struggled this game. He only had 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists on below 50% shooting, so maybe Luka's game is going to be affected in this. Let's send him to the All-Star break of the first season and see. Okay, there are a lot of W's so far, and Dirk Nowtizki is actually an all-star captain. He also drafted Luka Doncic on his team, and that type of camaraderie and togetherness has led the Mavericks to a record of 46 and 14, first in the West. And I'm going through some of their games here, and this 142-116 win against New Orleans might be their most impressive one, as Luka Doncic had 43 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists, and Dirk Nowtizki had 27, 9, and 5. Holy shit, this game against Utah is just ridiculous. 49, 10, and 12. Tim Hardaway had 21, 5, and 2. Then Dirk Nowtizki had 15 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists on 5 for 11 from the field. Adding Dirk to this squad almost just feels unfair. There are just so many weapons. Dirk Nowtizki and Luka Doncic are in the 3-point contest this year. Let's see how Luka does. Not too good. He only got a 13. This chick trying to get a piece of that Dirk Nowtizki. Dirk not off to the best start as he only goes 1 for 5 on the first rack. Bro, this motherfucker has made 1 shot out of 2 racks so far. Please make this one, bro. Oh my god. He finishes with the same as Luka at 13. Hopefully they shoot better than that in games. Let's get to the end of the season and see. All right, end of the year is here, and surprise, Luka wins MVP, averaging 33 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists. Both Luka Doncic and Dirk Nowtizki made All-NBA first team. Dirk averaged 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists this season, shooting 50% from the field and 45% from 3. He was 2nd in scoring amongst all power forwards, so it's safe to say his style of play is extremely effective. Dallas gets the 1 seed in this year's playoffs, as the team finished with a record of 62 and 20, which was good enough to land them in the #1 spot in this year's power rankings. They ended up beating the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games. In the first round of the playoffs, Dirk averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Luka averaged 35 points, 14 boards, and 10 assists a game. I think we might have found the best duo in NBA history. And the most shocking part about it all is they're both white. But anyways, now they'll be taking on the Memphis Grizzlies, and this will obviously be a very tough matchup as they have Ja Morant. Also have a stretch 4 of their own in Jaren Jackson Jr. It'll be interesting to see how Dirk holds his own against him. It was a clean sweep. And in the closeout game, Dirk did not disappoint as he had 36 points and 10 rebounds on 12 for 18 shooting, hitting 8 3-pointers. I mean, him and Luka are constantly putting up mid-30s, and that brings Luka's playoff averages up to 33, 12, and 9, while Dirk sit at 28, 9, and 5. And in just their first season, they are now in the Western Conference Finals, where they'll be taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. This fat motherfucker's probably gonna cheese us and make us lose.
A few moments later.
But not good enough as Dallas sweeps them, and Luka wins Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists. And that is why they're now in the NBA Finals against the Chicago Bulls. I mean, this team is decent, but I feel like they stand no chance. Well, it looks like I was wrong. We're going to a game 7. 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, though. It looks like Dallas is going to pull away. Dirk posting up in the mid-range right here, trying to extend the lead to 14 points. He's going to shoot a fadeaway jumper. That's up. No good, though. Dirk Nowtizki has the ball at the top. He's going to shoot another fadeaway midi, and he misses again. And even though Dirk appears to suck whenever we watch him, it doesn't matter because him and Luka just won their first title together in game 7 too, man. That's got to be sweet. Finals MVP is going to go to Luka Doncic though, but in game 7, Dirk absolutely dominated. 40 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists on 12 for 24 shooting while hitting 7 3-pointers, bringing the title back to the Big D, baby. Let's get into a second season here and see how they play. Coming into this year, Dirk's a 99 and Luka is a 97 overall. The rest of the roster is rough, though. They lost some pieces. Simulate to the end of this one and see what happens. Whoa. Starting off with 3 straight L's? What are they, the Lakers?
That nigga's tripping.
Dirk is once again an all-star captain, and again reminiscent of last season, he picks Luka Doncic on his team, and again reminiscent of last season, Luka wins another MVP. Surprise, surprise. Once again, Luka and Dirk make All-NBA first team. At a 99 overall this year, Dirk averaged 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists this year, while also being a member of the 50-40-90 club. Luka made all defensive second team. Get the fuck out of here. And I just noticed this, but both Luka and Dirk are now 99 overalls. Dallas once again gets the #1 seed. They finished with a record of 55-27, which was worse than last year. Who really cares? They finished at first in the power rankings as well. But in this season, they took an early exit in the playoffs. They lost in 5 games to the Minnesota Timberwolves, partially due to the fact that Anthony Edwards is a fucking baller. In the closeout game, he had 38 points and 6 rebounds. He scored more than Dirk and Luka shot at only 6 for 17 from the field. The Timberwolves do end up winning the NBA championship, and Karl Anthony Towns wins Finals MVP, averaging 24, 7, and 5. He's trying to make a statement that he's the best stretch 4 or 5 in the league, not Dirk. We quickly got into the next season though, and Dirk started off extremely strong against the Nuggets. He had 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. He also guarded Nikola Jokic and was able to hold him to only 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. In this season, there were a lot more L's to go around for Dallas. Of course, Luka did win his 3rd MVP though. What else do you fucking expect? Not to mention, Luka and Dirk also made All-NBA first team again. But this NBA season did not amount to as many W's, as the Dallas Mavericks finished with a record of 44-38. What the fuck? The Thunder got the 1 seed? The roster's loaded though. Gilgeous-Alexander, Giddey, and Chet Holmgren. This is kind of shocking, but Dirk's numbers actually took a big dip this year. He only averaged 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, which actually was a drop in all 3 of those main statistical categories. And for the first time in this simulation, he shot below 50% from the field. They were able to get the upset win in Game 7 against New Orleans. And in that series, Luka averaged 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists, while Dirk averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Now they'll be taking on Minnesota, trying to get their revenge. And things are really interesting as they're in another Game 7. You guys already know we're going to try and go in here and see what happens. Starting off pretty close early, but with only 36 seconds to go, Minnesota is up by 3 points. Dirk setting the screen for Luka, who shoots a fadeaway 3, and he misses. That's a huge miss, and the shot clock is turned off. Dallas is going to have to foul. Minnesota's at the free throw line to try and ice this game. They make the first one. Second free throw is going to be up and good as well. Dirk has the ball in the corner. He's going to shoot a 3 right here, and he misses again. And this means for the second time in as many seasons, Dallas has been eliminated by the Minnesota Timberwolves. In the closeout game, Luka had 34, 8, and 8, while Dirk had 20 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. But unfortunately, it amounted to nothing as they lose. The Cavaliers go on to win the NBA title. Darius Garland wins Finals MVP, averaging 29 and 10. And now we're going into an interesting situation with Dirk, as he is actually no longer on the Dallas Mavericks. He actually becomes a member of the LA Clippers with Kawhi Leonard. We're just going to simulate this season to see how that goes. He did make All-NBA first team again. He averaged 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. Unfortunately, his Clippers kind of sucked though, as they only made the play-in. They finished with a record of 39 and 43. And they actually have Jalen Brunson on that squad now too. Damn, they should be better. And just like that, they lose and their season's over. Damn, Dallas didn't even make the playoffs this season. Dallas finished with a record of 31 and 51. Luka averaged 31, 9, and 7. And the Cleveland Cavaliers repeat as NBA champions. This is how you know it's time to end an NBA sim. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it, as we saw what would happen if Dirk Nowitzki played on the Dallas Mavericks. I think he had a very successful second part of his career. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I just want to say thank you so much for the support on the channel, and thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm the coming attraction.